And we are back.
Welcome to the Not So Perfect Podcast, Take 2. My name is Matt Chinn, as always, with...
Gerardo Cornejo, a little technical difficulties prior to this one.
We did. Take 2.
It's not blinking. We're green. You're green.
Yep.
Yep. And you can hear us loud and clear.
Yes. Last time was pretty quiet.
Yeah. So a few errors, but we're not perfect. So
we're back.
We are back. Still doing the Not So Perfect Podcast, being as consistent as we can.
Yep, had to do a little finagling this week. It got busier as the week went on, so we were here Friday afternoon, getting it in. Hopefully you guys will enjoy.
And it's been a very productive week.
Very busy week, yes.
One of my best weeks of the year so far, and I'm excited about August. August is looking good.
It's going to be busy, but yeah, bring it on.
And we are talking today about the 5 habits you should be practicing, 5 habits for a better life, 5 habits for a productive 40-year-old, 5 habits to make you a better person, just 5 habits you should consider in life.
It's a working title.
Yeah, you'll see it later after we produce this. After our managing producer does all the editing he has to do.
Yeah. By the way, meet our editing manager.
Yeah. Habits are life-changing, life-making. And I came across this list and I wanted to share it with Matt because I think it's a great thing we could discuss. And not in any order, but the first habit you should be practicing is choosing a money-making habit.
So before we get too deep into that, 5 habits, another good synonym for a habit would also be routine.
5 routines you should be practicing.
Any of those obsessed, not so perfect podcast listeners, habitual podcast listeners, routine is something we talk about a lot, okay? So language, if you like the word routine, scratch out habit, put in routine. It doesn't matter. Same principle, just a different word.
And number 1.
What do we got?
You should have a money-making habit.
Money-making habit.
Matt, what is your money-making habit? Or is money-making a habit of yours?
We're looking at it. This is my money-making habit, downtown fitness.
Your money-making routine.
Yeah, yep. Show up every day, work.
And your client list has grown?
Yes, yep.
From day 1 till now?
Yeah. So
Still growing?
It was, day 1 here was a big leap because it was not a full schedule, didn't have a full clientele list, but if you're not available, at the beginning of a business like this, if you're not available whenever you can be available, you're going to miss out on a lot of potential clients. So, I had to make the commitment that I was going to commit to this fully and full time, and took the leap of faith, and it's been great ever since.
You've been all in.
Yeah. So this is my money-making scheme, downtown fitness. Try to get people healthy, fit, mentally, physically, as spiritually as possible. So that's what we try and do here.
Now you got a great list of clients. Like they come, they show up happy, and they still leave happy.
Yeah.
Or happier.
Yeah. Well, there's been a few days where that might be in question. Abby, if you're listening, that one's directed at you. But
she's got a fresh set of calluses, don't she?
Yeah. Well, we're doing arm hangs at this point, so it's been a rude awakening for both my ears and from their mouth. So.
And hearing you tell this about this money-making habit, it's fun for you. It's a fun.
Yeah,
it's a fun environment. It doesn't feel like you're.
I'm glad you didn't say like the money-making work scheme because it doesn't feel like work to me, And I was talking with a client this morning about, this kid that we know that used to come and work with me or work out with me, and he's actually lost probably over 100. And where was he at? So he said he stopped looking at the scale at 250, and he was 250 in high school, not strong. So a very unhealthy 250. Came in, started working with me the year he started college. So we worked with him that summer, made some progress, and then he just kept that routine even when he went to college, which really panned out because when he came back, he hit me up, that summer or that following summer, said, "Hey, I'm back. I'd love to get, a couple days with you a week if I can." He showed up and I didn't even recognize him. I introduced myself like, "Can I help you with something?" And he's like, "No, it's me, Will." I'm like, "Oh my!" So again, I love that. That's one of the best parts of my job is seeing people either
rewarding,
reach their goal or make a huge amount of progress towards their goal. But You know, what I really love the most is once they hit some of those goals they originally set, you know, day one, you know, first day here, you know, is once they hit those, they set new goals. You know, they keep climbing. They want more, you know. So that's the lasting legacy I want, you know, wrapped around downtown fitness. Like, there's going to be days where you don't want to be here. There's going to be days where you're not feeling great, but that's my job to kind of get you through that. But hopefully, you know, building that reflects outside of here as well. So in their home life, personal life, business life, work life, whatever it might be, I just want to make sure we're, you know, doing more than just, it doesn't, you know, evaporate when they leave they leave the gym. So that's
Shout out to Will.
yeah. But again, that's just one of my clients.
Yeah,
I could
true.
talk about, you know, 10 more of them that have done crazy things like that. So, you know, that for me is rewarding. I go to bed at night feeling good about what I've done. You know, the service I've done to myself and for others today, and I feel like it's a net positive. You know, and I can pay my bills at the end of the month, so I'm happy and content.
And on my side of the money-making habit is my real estate 20 years that I put in. We're able to help buyers, sellers, investors, commercial. It is very rewarding to be at this stage of my life too, where I just get the phone calls and say, hey, we need your help.
Yeah.
And I'm not questioned, no questions are asked, or this and that. Everybody trusts me. This morning I had dozens of signatures done, and nobody even reads the contracts anymore, because they know that I take everything I need to do to protect them and make sure everything, the whole real estate journey is done as well as possible. And it doesn't feel like a money making habit or scheme.
Mm-hmm.
It's just helping people, as many people as we can.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's commercial side of things, and helping people buy their commercial buildings, turning them into their or leasing to.
What starts out as a dream,
leasing.
seeing where that dream goes. You
Yes.
know? Does it take off? Does it not take off? Because there's probably people you sold to that didn't make it. You know?
Next week we have it's my third close, well, like fifth or sixth transaction with this couple, where they bought their first house, they moved into their next house, they moved into the next, and now they're moving to their forever home.
That's kind of cool.
In the last 10 years, I think they've kind of done it. So it's a habit. I show up for it every day. And even with my wife, we're still investing in things and looking at things outside the box.
It's important.
You should consider a money-making habit. And I guess habits, yeah, I like how you changed it to routines. Because habit can be a dangerous word, I guess.
Yep.
Habit number 2, you should have a habit that keeps you healthy. Matthew, what is a habit that keeps you healthy?
It's the daily I try and put on myself so my brain is quiet. So that includes usually daily running, daily working out, lifting weights, yoga, hot yoga, and we got the grass being mowed across the way. So if you hear the hum, that's what it is.
It's not his stomach.
Yeah, it's not my stomach. So yeah, for me it's a variety of just different physical things. You know, kind of my motto is, you know, kind of day in, day out, just do something hard every day. You know, challenge yourself. So that, to me, that's physically, you know, so I exercise every day in some aspect. Try and read every day, at least 10 pages is my rule. It's got to be in a nonfiction book, so I try and keep my brain sharp, smarter. And then just try and have a good relationship with God, you know, have a daily conversation with him throughout the day, you know, if I need something or if, you know, whatever it might be. He's always there to listen, so that's something I try and be more, you know, more aware of and more prone to speak to, because there's been a lot of times where our relationship was pretty quiet unless I needed something from him without, you know, getting something in return. So now I just try and have an open conversation where I'm not asking for things, just try to have a good open conversation. Yep.
The
so
signs show up for you.
and doing stuff like that, it's helped, you know, with my anger issues that I've had, just not being able to process anger, you know, or emotion, I guess would be the better thing, not processing anger, because me not processing emotion, I would lean to anger. So I was actually having a texting conversation with, crazy story here, but so me and my buddy Chris, the first marathon we ran together sober was Chicago.
Okay.
So we went up to Chicago. We had a hostel that was literally like walk out, hang a left, and you're at the start and finish line of the race. So that was super awesome, especially at the end when we were crawling towards the finish line. But anyways, in our hostel we had like, I think it was me and Chris and then maybe like 4 other bunks or 6 other bunks. So anyways, it was a room with several other dudes. We had like a dude from Germany. Like it was pretty widespread mix of people. But anyways, we met this kid. His name was JT. And we were just kind of making small talk, you know, how's it going? Where are you from? You know, he's from California. He was here. We're like, why'd you decide to come here? He's like, well, you know, I'm sober, and it's like, you know, it's my first year of sobriety, and I just, you know, I got into running, and da-da-da-da. So me and Chris just kind of start look at each other and kind of laugh. And he's like, what? You know, and like, dude, I don't know if you're going to blow up or not, but like, here's our story. And literally we told him what we were doing and kind of our journey. And we were, you know, I think we were maybe like 2 or 3 years. Me and Chris were like 2 and 3 years sober. So, you know, this kid was like in the early stages, you know, the early first part of the year. And so, yeah, so we were, you know, we wound up becoming good friends. I was texting, so we still talk. Like we just text every now and again, see how JT's doing. And yeah, so we met him and just kind of told him our story, what we're doing. And yeah, here we are still chatting how many years later, and just check in on each other, make sure everybody's good, make sure we're still on the path. And
your people are out there, man. Get in those, go to those events, go to those conferences. Those are life-changing people.
yeah, and it's not saying you're going to get phone numbers from everybody you meet, but the ones that stand out, swap numbers, get a number.
Kind of reminds me of that Collective Soul video of the honeybee,
Yeah.
where everybody's like doesn't like her as a honeybee, but then she sees her honeybee crew out there on the field, and they're all dancing. Habits to keep you healthy, and that does break down, like you said, what you guys practice here, mentally, physically, and spiritually. What keeps me healthy is chasing my kids around. Jacob is one that goes all day long. Last night, me, him, and his mom were playing pig till it was like 10:30. An hour and a half past his regular bedtime.
Yeah.
But it's summertime and we're enjoying it, and it's you have to stay fit for these kids, man.
Yeah. I mean, you want to be that parent that
They don't slow down.
You want to be that parent that can't play with his kid because he's out of shape, you know, or he's not taking care of himself. It's, you know, and that doesn't just mean physically being able to play with them or play catch with them or whatever, but if you're downstairs in the basement drinking all night by yourself, you know, that's precious time you're never going to get back with your kiddo. So that doesn't apply to just being physically healthy enough to do that, but mentally in a mind space where you're present, you know, and not just a body that's pumping blood downstairs, but someone that's involved in their life, you know.
I think it'd be kind of hard for a kid to realize, like, why wouldn't you want to wake up feeling great?
Yeah, well, dude,
ready
like,
for the day.
I told you before, like whenever I was not sober, I couldn't muster those words out of my mouth if I wanted to, you know? And then getting on the other side of that, you see and feel how good it is to be alive, you know, not to be cheesy or anything, but to be alive, to understand what it means to be present, you know, to understand what, you know, how to live a normal, you know, quote unquote normal life or a more regular life instead of just the peaks and valleys of just being chaos to, you know, a deadbeat, just day in and day out. So it's just, and again, it's just, I'm grateful that I didn't have to go to prison. You know, I don't think I'd be here doing this with you, or I don't think I'd be in as good of a spot as I am if my life didn't go the way it did, you know, and I thought the only thing I had looking forward to was prison. So I'm grateful for that, you know. I get to drive a car. Yes, there's a breathalyzer in it, but have you ever not had one and had to run everywhere with a backpack? Like, it sucks. It's not fun, you know, and I put myself in that situation.
When does that come out of your car?
So I got the full max term, so it's 10 years.
Wow.
So, yeah, I was a dangerous person on the road. I was dangerous to myself and others, so 4 DWIs, I'll take that instead of prison any day of the week.
Well, thank you for making a habit to stay healthy.
Yeah.
This go around.
I have to. It's how I keep my, that's how I keep my mental health, you know?
And being healthy is whatever is healthy to you. It doesn't have to be six-pack healthy. It doesn't have to be jumping out of the roof, slam dunking balls or anything. It's choose your healthy. There's a lot of different versions of it, and there's the really ones that aren't really that healthy that are promoted mostly. Next habit. Choose a habit that lets you be creative. I love this one. This is my kids. This is doing things with my kids. I mean, that's just being a kid. You get to be creative every day.
Yeah, you're not.
They don't know how lucky they have it to do that.
You're not limited by the confines of like an adult life, you know, where you have So many responsibilities.
Let's create creative with bill paying.
Yeah.
Let's get creative with these taxes.
Yeah. Let's make a few
Let's
more
get creative with these relationships we hate.
loopholes here.
How are you creative? Do you practice being creative daily?
So probably the best time that I get to be creative throughout my year is during the planning process for the Capital City race. And yesterday we talked, or Wednesday we talked, but it's not just during the planning season, which is usually into August. We usually start back up, and then we go through until May. Usually by the end of May, it's all kind of wrapped up, said and done. But I'll get people that help me throughout the race, and we'll shoot emails and text messages back and forth of like, hey, I was at this race and saw this cool design for a shirt. So we can kind of let the creative juices flow year in and year out. So we don't, it's not a cookie cutter thing where we use the same designs and the same this and same that. We try and every year put on a different medal, a different shirt design. The course has pretty much stayed the same just because we're kind of landlocked with what we can and can't do, just with the time of year it falls in and just the amount of police help we have and the window that we have to do that. So, but we try and make everything else as creative and as awesome as we can. So, I know first year I was really, I had this idea in my head of what I wanted race day to look like, and it wasn't until like year 3 and 4, where that really actually came to fruition.
Like
so
that.
First year I was lucky enough just to keep the wheels on for the entire, through the event, and then the second year we were able to do that, plus a few extra things, and then the third year we were able to do this, plus we got the American flag from the fire truck, so every year we're just trying to get a little bit more, dialed in, not saying better or worse, but more closer to what kind of my vision was of this from the very beginning.
And Capital City is a race that Matt started from zero.
Yes.
That we get to enjoy during Mother's Day. And tell them a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Why you do it.
So the race is in honor of my buddy Jared Palmer, and he's a good friend of mine from college that wound up losing his mental health and substance abuse battle. Left behind 2 beautiful kids, George and Ellen. So the race is in memory of Jared, but the funds we raise, we've been donating $5,000 to the kids' education fund every year. So happy and grateful to be able to do that. So his kids, they can, one less thing they need to worry about. So every year the whole family comes down. The mother of the kids, George and Ellen, she's with the new guy, Chris. He's got, his own crew of kids from a previous marriage. So they've got a whole house full of different personalities. And it's just, what I love the most is just every year in and out, just getting to see those kids and just, the things I see in Jared that are in George and just the way he acts just as goofy like his dad. And then Ellen, she just has that just competitiveness in her that he was super competitive. But so every year they grow and they're mature and now they're more competitive. Now they're running the race instead of just walking it every year. Like, now they're talking about what time they want to try and run the race in.
Okay.
Should I do the longer race or the shorter race? So, before it was like, we're going to walk, the 5K. That's it. We're not doing anything else. So it's just kind of neat getting to see them grow, and I get to see Jared through them, every time. So, that's what the race is about. But, every year the race has grown. We've raised more money every year. So now instead of just, helping out with the kids' education fund and then also the Cole County Treatment Court is where we usually would send the other half of the proceeds we raise. But now they'll raise more money and more participants every year. We've got more funds to play around with. So recent things we've worked on is we helped kind of put the finishing touches on furnishing a new sober living house here in Jeff City. We helped out another one we got another lady that I'm meeting with, I think 2 weeks I'm meeting with her. Her husband passed away from some alcohol-related things, mental health, substance abuse as well. He has 2 kids that he left behind, 2 boys, so I'm hoping to do a scholarship, for their education fund as well. And then just helping out other people that are, all things that relate to mental health or substance abuse. I had one person probably a couple months back reach out that needed help with covering rent. Her and her husband are both in recovery. They've been in recovery for, I think, 7 and 9 years. They got kids, they got dogs, all this stuff. Making it by, not overly wealthy, but making it, and then the husband had an accident where he was in the hospital for a week and, savings gone, rent money gone.
At least a couple thousand being in there for a week.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a $10,000 expenditure. I don't know what the number was,
Yeah.
but it was a lot, so it really drained these people. So they were just trying to make ends meet, covering rent for the month until they can get, back on their feet and get some, get him working again and get all the income and stuff. So we're wherever we can look to help, that's what we try and do, So there's creativity in that as well, So I'm always looking for new avenues to help, new people, ways, So that's my.
And that's the fun part, because the setting up the race is work, work, teamwork, and then here you are,
Yeah,
changing lives.
So I dropped the checks for George and Ellen last week, and then so we're just moving forward. We had another lady that she needed her first month's rent covered because she'd just been living in sober living and wanted to keep living there instead of having to find a new place. Just again, routines for people, especially that are freshly sober. Routines are very important to keep you on the path. So anyways, we covered her rent for that month because she started a job, but it wasn't until middle of the month or whatever it was. So we covered her rent for that. Worked with the local area critical intervention team through the JCPD. That lady reached out to me and asked if I'd be interested in helping with that. So that's what we like to do, man.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Very creative.
Yes,
and you have to do it daily.
You got to really love what you do and the creativity aspect of that, because it's all done with zero
non-for-profit
income.
Yep.
So no one takes a check, maybe a few coffees here and there at the late night wicking hours of the evenings. We're working on stuff and we need to stay awake. But yeah, outside of that, it's all done entirely volunteer basis. So that says
a very hard thing to do.
Says a lot about, not just me. I know what I'm doing it for. It's for Jared. Not everybody knew Jared. So these are just people that believe in the cause that we're trying to promote. So it's awesome.
And I remember the first race and seeing all the 5Kers. I'm in the 5K crew. but seeing
5K stroller combo.
Oh yeah, back in the day it was a stroller. But the 5K, there's about 20, 30 of us. And this year when we made it to the bottom of the Capitol and seeing all the way up Capitol Avenue, it's just full of people, 5K. Yeah. So good job growing that.
Trying, brother. Brother.
Keep being creative.
How about you?
Creativity at home is easy. You just show up and see what my kids want to do, what they want to invent. And then with work, still keeping it interesting is continuing to recruit agents that want to start a real estate business and being creative with their marketing, with their branding, because it's so easy for everybody to tell, hey, AI, make me a realtor. Hey, AI, make my colors black and gold. Hey, AI, make my flyer look like everybody else's. That is one thing that we still get to protect with branding, and really branding what you do and who your audience is and who you want to help out with. And we love getting creative that way. One of our new agents, he is from the lake area, so we get to be creative down at the lake now.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is something I've been wanting to do for a while. And we get to spread the word out there about that. So make sure you are choosing a daily habit. Imagine if you do all these habits, routines daily, you could live a full life. So coming to us. It's coming to us.
Very full.
Pick a habit that keeps you creative. And the next habit, pick a habit that helps you grow. Are you still growing mentally, physically,
I hope every
and
day.
spiritually?
Some days it feels like it's a challenge, but other days not too bad. But yeah, no, that's part of that thing, do something hard every day. I try and learn every day something, try and go to bed a little bit smarter than I was whenever I woke up, so that comes from, again, just reading books, watch a lot of documentaries, a lot of stuff on YouTube where I'll go down some deep dives. And if you've heard me on this, we go down some rabbit holes and maybe have some tinfoil hats by the end of it. But, again, all I'm trying to do is just open my mind to all those different perspectives that are out there. I was very one narrow hallway sided for a long time. Now that the blinders are kind of off, I like to see how everybody thinks. I like to see why they think certain things, why they, look at things a certain way where everybody else might be looking this direction. Somebody else looks over here and just kind of sheds light on something that I've never thought of before. So again, just forcing my brain to, there's been some times where I'm reading some books where I got to sit it down and take a walk because, mind-blowing type stuff where your brain's trying to sink
I've been lied to for decades.
Well, we won't go into too many details. That'll be for a separate podcast on a not Friday. We'll have to do like a 9-hour long pod on the conspiracy theories. But yeah, so, again, just try and make myself better every day, so that means growing, by doing something I don't want to do, or even that's something as simple as being in a hurry, but, holding the door open for late, even though I'm 6 seconds late for my next thing, You're not that busy, you're not that late. Just a kind act goes a long way, So that, I feel like there's just karma that goes along with that, So for whatever reason, you hold that door open and you're running late. Next thing you know, the rest of the ride here, you got all green lights. That's just kind of how my life has gone since I started doing better, trying to do the next right
It's funny
thing.
you say that you're not in that bit of a hurry. Not saying you're not that important, but that did cross my mind today. I went to, shout out to Plate and Pour. I got a breakfast burrito there. I'm usually too late there and they're sold out. So today I had to be there at 7:30 to get one.
Way to go, Derek. Yes, sir.
But I'm walking around my car and this car just zooms by. Like at least 35 plus. And
You didn't drop your burrito, did you?
no, save that. Or the green, or the verde sauce.
Okay,
Derek,
continue.
I will not waste any of that.
Continue.
But zooms by me and I'm like, God bless her. You're not in that much of a hurry. It's 7:30 a.m. on a Friday.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
And like our downtown stretch, if you're not aware, like there's pedestrian crosswalks everywhere, and it's 20 miles an hour all the way through because it's right in front of the sheriff's department. I mean, right in the heart of downtown, like the place you should not speed.
And but that poor brain and that poor girl, I don't know what her morning was like, and she's running late, and it's just chaos. But But yeah, not that you're not that important, but it's just if you're running late.
We're all important. So if
we're all very important.
If you do an act of kindness for somebody else, you will get rewarded, whether that be right in the moment, the next 15 minutes, the next hour, sometime throughout. Like it's all gonna pay it forward. Like
I let somebody go in front of me on a stop sign today, and I think I was rewarded with a burrito. They were there.
Ooh,
See?
there you go.
That was my reward for the day.
Burrito.
Big thing we do on my side, on the real estate side, with my team, like everything I do here, I practice with my team. So a lot of my day is revolved around my team. And how we grow over there is our meetings, our classes, the podcasts we watch, the things we read, the conferences we go to. We continue to not always be closing, always be learning.
Yeah.
We have to, because the people that endure and live 80, 90, 100, they never stop growing their brain and keeping their brain, their routines, their daily routines.
It's very important, especially the older you get. Exercise that brain.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't want that dementia, that amnesia. So crossword puzzles, things that make you think outside the box.
And keep listening to your music. Don't ever stop listening to your music.
Crossword puzzle, Angry Birds. If you're listening, Angry Birds, it's good because you got to problem solve. So again, cognitive problem solving. Keep
Woo! Now this one's a challenge for Matt. Pick a habit that helps you relax. But we found out that he does relax.
Yeah. So my thing is just kind of, I'm okay to, like, for whatever reason, my brain will flip into a relax mode if I'm done with my day. My boxes are all checked. Physical, mental, spiritual, all those things are checked. All my to-do list is checked for the day, whatever it might be. Then I can relax, But again, you can't really ever relax with my dog. He is, like yesterday, it rained until like 2:30, 3 o'clock from like the start of the morning all the way through. So we didn't get to do any of our walks or outside stuff.
Routine was off.
So dude, he was, we went on 4 walks from 3:30 p.m. until 8:30 p.m. And it's not negotiable. Like he's just standing right here, just, and he's always got to puff up when he's ready. So he's trying to flex on Dad, but
yeah, we might see some girls, Dad. Already.
Again, it was one of those things where every hour we're going for a walk. So I lay down on the couch, and as soon as I get comfortable, he's huffing in my face again. So it is what it is, But what I'm grateful for today is, like, in terms of relax, like I'm going to swap out that word relax with just a different emotion, I guess, or feeling, and that is just. And I was talking with this to that kid JT the other day, or yesterday. Like I've really turned a corner on just being able to be in control of my emotion. Like I used to just go straight from 0 to seeing red, and I wouldn't be able to process how to do that in a healthy manner. And then it would get a little bit better where, I'd have blow-ups, but it wouldn't be around anybody, it'd just be at my house. But it would be me screaming at my dog, over something that I shouldn't be screaming at a dog for. So again, trial and error. Fall down, pick yourself up, dust off, do it less. Pick up, again, just rinse, wash, and repeat that manner. And I've noticed, I don't know when, just somewhat recently, I've noticed like I'm in a lot better place with that. Like it's been fewer and fewer incidents since my last blow up. It's like the incidents at work countdown they got. So for me, I'm just enjoying being in that place, being in this moment of not, because that's all my life used to be, was just chaos and anger.
Stress.
And you know what I mean? So being at where I'm at now, it's just nice being content and just being happy at the progress I made, I guess, kind of patting yourself on the back, which if you knew me before I got sober, boy, that was a hard thing to do. Give myself a compliment. So,
and you didn't get there overnight?
No, like I said, it fell down on my face 1,000 times, and 1,001, we're at a lot better place than we were on the first fall. So, yeah, it's a journey, guys. Like, don't look at it as a finish line. Look at it as just being in the moment, enjoying the journey you got today, because we don't know if the journey is going to continue tomorrow.
Yeah, you got today.
So for me, that puts me in a sense of peace. I'm going to change the word relax with peace. Mm-hmm. This is where I'm at today. I'm at peace with myself and where I'm at. Now, that doesn't mean I'm done. Never done, okay? But today I can be in the moment and say, you know what? You've done a great job. Keep up the good work. Not mission accomplished, but keep up the good work, meaning it's still ongoing.
And relaxing could be whatever you decide is the way you relax. We were talking about yoga. Yoga was not relaxing for me. Yoga kicks my butt.
Well, when I started,
especially depending your teacher.
Yeah, well, when I started doing all this running stuff, when I first got sober, like I was running angry. Like I was mad, like I was punishing myself, like with the self-talk that was happening while I was running. Like, yeah, good job on the miles, man, but dude, you gotta be easier on yourself, brother. Like, it was just like Pantera on just repeat, just like every step I'm taking, it's just me yelling at myself, like myself
crushing the concrete as you're going by.
And I guess maybe it hit me whenever I was in Missoula, like not having that, running injured, so like not having an expectation of a certain time, or I got to keep this pace, or I got to keep up with my buddy or whatever. Like, we're just gonna have fun. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. We're gonna run the goal was to run the whole time. That was my only bar that I'd set. And yeah, just some point throughout that race, I'm just, man, this is great, and not, you fucking idiot, you no good sack. Like, it's just nice not living in that chaos of what my brain used to be like all the time. So again, just being in the moment and appreciating what you got, because it can always be worse.
You ran 1,000,000 miles, right?
I don't know.
Everywhere.
I don't know how many exactly.
You probably have. In your brain, you definitely have.
Yeah.
But
Hamsters
to be in that environment, for that environment to bring you peace, sometimes you got to go places.
Well, you're surrounded by mountains.
Sometimes you got to go there.
You're surrounded by rivers that are, 200 feet down below this cliff that you're weaving your way up and through. I mean, if you can't be happy looking at that, what?
Oh, I'm breathing fresh air.
What do you need, a screen to get happy, So again, that was part of that too, was just unplugging, not being in front of a TV or a screen or this kind of lighting or whatever it is, but being out in actual nature, being in the wilderness, being 26 miles away from Missoula, Montana, where our hotel is, just kind of blows your mind on just how crazy.
Thanks, Stacy. That's a race we're gonna have to look into.
I strongly encourage.
That was a life-changing race for Matt, and Matt's done a lot of races.
Well, tell her only stipulation is no pressure. No, can't stack.
God, no,
can't stack the weight on your shoulders.
Yeah.
You can take the kids on the 5K on Saturday. Then you can cheer her on.
Oh yeah, because Sundays are the big races.
Sunday's the half marathon and the marathon, and then Saturday I think was a 5K. And what did they have? They had like a kids marathon. I don't remember how many miles that was, but something kind of cool, depending on where the kids are at in their running journey or what they're willing to dive into. But yeah, it's everything about Missoula kind of reminds me of like Columbia in terms of like just the
small town,
the culture. But there's a university there, so it's it's University of Montana's there, so you got a university. But like in terms of like restaurants and stuff, it kind of reminded me of like Columbia, a lot of niche type restaurants, and then they got like this old little walk-in bar that reminded me of Booch's, like cash only. I mean, everything. Cash only on a chalkboard, like you guys got, what do you guys got? Like, you can get burger, what cheese? Like, okay, yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? There's like 4 items on the menu.
No avocado, no.
Yeah, no, there's none of that. So, there's just a very good, I mean, you could spend as much as you want, or you could spend $1.50 for one of these little slider burgers that were delicious. And, You know, so, and there's just a river running through there, so you guys can whitewater raft if you want to do that.
Okay.
There's so much outside stuff, like all of the outside stuff you'd ever want to do is there.
I'm at peace just thinking. I'm relaxing just thinking
Well,
about
don't take the dog with you because you might not come back. That's what I told everybody whenever I was up there. I'm like, you guys are lucky my parents got the dog, because if not, we might be staying, doing an extended stay.
So much to do for them. As a parent, how do we relax or find peace? I relax, like you said, the being outside playing. When we're my favorite part is usually playing with Jacob or my kids at sunset, because the skies are just painted.
Yeah, where you're at out in Wardsville,
It is just
pasture,
all the farms around
a lot
us.
of pastures.
You look to the left, you see the cows. There's a lake to the right. I chose to be there and have that daily. I worked for that for decades to get to that point. Then now I'm enjoying it, because it's like, yesterday we went to an open house to visit our first Wardsville house. It's in the same neighborhood.
Okay.
And Irie, she was younger, we'll say, when we lived there, but she remembers some parts of it. Like Jacob, he was 3 or 4 months when we moved to this house. So like, Jacob, do you remember this room? Do you remember this living room? He's like, I've never been in this house. Because we moved out probably when he was 5.
Yeah.
So he lived there 2 to 3 years maybe. But he didn't remember. He had no memories of that house. But being there, raising the babies, putting the baby over here, crawling over that room when we were sick and couldn't walk, but we had to go take care of the kids. You know, all that stuff was incredible. But now to where we're at, seeing the kids play. And then once they're tucked in bed, and we just tuck them in and kiss them goodnight, and hey, you're safe here. Yeah. Rest. Whew, that's a peaceful moment.
Well, and I'd assume too, as a dad, as a husband, like for you, just being in the same house with everybody there, as opposed to like coming here, you're probably fine most days, but every now and again, just, you guys good? Being eyes on all your family, all the people you care about, and knowing that you guys are all outside playing catch and shooting some basketball.
Oh, now Irie's
like that can be relaxing too, because you're not.
It is.
As a dad, you've always got to be on alert, whether
and it's what I've
it's
chose,
conscious or subconscious, whether you're thinking about it or not consciously thinking about it.
And I think that was what my dad would do on the weekends, because my mom worked 2 jobs from 5:30 a.m. She got home at 11 p.m. Not that she was an absent mom, but she was making sure we didn't live in apartments. Yeah. So by the time the weekend came, my dad was ready. We had our mom all weekend. So my dad had a full itinerary of where we're going, whether it was like starting at the swap meet at Cypress, and then going to the beach, and then having lunch at the beach, and then going for a walk at the boardwalk, and then driving home and being in traffic, but we're all together. We were all together, and that's just how we were raised. Being together every weekend, and now I'm still practicing that to this day, because that is what was peaceful, and I'm realizing now that was peaceful to my dad or my mom, that we were all together.
Well, that's like my dad. Like when we bought our lake cabin, it was a fixer-upper. First thing
that brought him so much peace.
But first thing he did was he made sure we had a dock. There was no seawall, there was no dock, there was nothing. It was just a cabin that was so many trees you couldn't even see the cabin from the lake. It was just. Anyways, so first thing he did was we got concrete poured, seawalls poured, dock, and that. And then he was working his way up, so working their way from the dock to the foundation to the sidewalks. Then you get to the actual house, which that house was so ugly. I mean, it had red carpet going halfway up the walls and just shag carpet in every room. But his point was, like, we're here to be outside. Like, you don't need we'll get to it at some point, maybe not, but like, we're not going that way. We're going this way. We're working from the lake.
We're coming here to be at the lake.
You know what I mean? So every time we'd be there playing, fishing, doing whatever, riding, jet skis or wave runners, Dad would be working on, just sweating his butt off working in the yard or landscaping or whatever. And that was his way of relaxing, like, because it was his stuff that he was working on. It was what he wanted to work on. It wasn't clocking in at Von Hoffman, working on books for 11, 12 hours straight, clocking out, doing that 6 days a week, every night, working nights. So again, his idea of like peace was working, but just on his stuff. But
not at Von Hoffman.
On his vacation home, you know what I mean? Like, so he'd be sweating his butt off and killing himself.
Chinn, making those dreams come true.
Oh, man. Well, again, he taught, like, of all the things you can say about me, it's never been that I'm not a hard worker. And that's a trait that we got from him from a very young age, So Call it what you want. Yeah, he was hard on us. Yeah, he expected a lot, but, we pay the benefits now. If I need something done, I don't, unless it's a major thing, like I'll try and figure it out myself, because that's exactly how my dad does it. He doesn't like to pay people if he can figure it out himself. Plus, if you figure it out yourself, you have a sense of accomplishment. You know what it took to fix that door, finish that closet, finish drywall and whatever, you know what I mean? Just odds and ends stuff. So again, a sense of appreciation comes from doing it yourself, working on it yourself. So that's another trait that I got from him, and very grateful for it, But again, relaxation comes in different. It doesn't mean beach, feet up, pina colada, like it's whatever you want.
That's stressful.
It's whatever
you
makes
want me to
you
sit
happy.
here and not do anything?
Yeah, that's maybe a day. One, maybe.
Maybe 10 minutes.
Dude, I can't do that. So again, you're relaxed as you're relaxed. I'm not telling you what it is. Gerardo's not telling you what it is.
My drive home, I talked about this, my drive home and my way into work, this is a curvy road up and down, feels like I'm on a racetrack. But this morning I went to my trunk, I got the CD case, and I'm just flipping pages.
Pull out Bone Thugs.
There was Bone Thugs, it was
Did you get some Lauryn Hill?
LL Cool J, who was there, Notorious B.I.G., Life After Death. And I ended up choosing Nirvana Unplugged, which was weird that it was in that genre of music, which was cool about our CD holders back in the day. Just wherever they fit in, they go in.
Where's the open slot?
But then that drive in, it's relaxing. It's like, no, dang it, I got to go and clock into work. And I had to be here super early this morning, not just to get the burrito, but I had to get some signatures and payments done, first of the month stuff. But it was relaxing, and it was peaceful, and decide what's going to be peaceful for you, especially nowadays, especially with as much stress, as much noise as there is. And we talk about this a lot, the amount of noise that there is out there. And this is peaceful for me and Max. Max.
This is like therapy for
Matt,
us.
Yeah.
It
is. We feel so much better after we're done. And if you guys get to listen to it from beginning to end, incredible. Thank you for being with us.
Appreciate it.
We are trying to reach out to as many men or just anybody as possible that can relate to this.
People willing to listen. You know, if you're not happy with where you're at, take a look at some of our past episodes, and we talk about a lot of topics, but a lot of it's just on how we deal with adversity. Good, bad, or indifferent, large in scale to small in scale.
We have over 40 episodes that are our most watched one. I was looking at that. It was the suicide one. It's a great headline that's out there, but it's one thing we are really, really, really trying to push. Especially guys, the hard conversations there, open up about it.
Yeah.
You have no idea who'll be able to help. One conversation changes everything. This conversation changes everything for our days and our weeks. We get to have it twice this week.
Yeah, we got to do it twice.
That was the rewards. We could have responded different. We could have reacted differently.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm looking at your mic. I'm looking at that, but I'm at peace. If it records or not, like Matt said, we'll try again another day.
Yeah, that just means we get another take. We get another chance.
But 5 habits, you should probably try to do these daily. You will live a full day, hoping that you enjoy and take advantage of that full day. And
alert, we have something coming up in 2 Saturdays.
Oh yeah.
Big announcement.
Mr. Re-elected judge.
Freshly
Congratulations.
re-elected Judge Cotton Walker.
Cotton Walker. He is filling in. I don't know who the guy he's filling in for.
It's the KWAS radio show, Saturday mornings, 8 to 9. I can't remember the gentleman's name either, but I've been on that once with the gentleman before. We did, I think it was the first year we did the Capital City race. We did a little 5-10 minute spot on that, just kind of promoting that. So anyways, we get Judge Walker is going to be standing in on the mic. So he's going to be running the show, and we got a text message this morning about having us on with him. So I don't know if we'll be special guests or what the official title will be, but very honored and flattered that he would think of us to help fill in.
It's going to be live.
Live.
Yeah, so no mistakes, just as perfect as this podcast is.
That's right. Take 2.
Take 2. Yeah, next August 15th, Saturday from 8 to 9, we will be on the radio live
KWAS.
with Judge Cotton Walker. Who knows what he's going to bring to the table, but we'll be at the table.
Well, he did mention just briefly our podcast and then our community involvement.
Yeah.
So that's what at least 2 of the topics we'll be discussing.
We're making it to radio.
Yeah.
Who knows what will be next?
Thank you guys for listening. Till next time.
The Not So Perfect Podcast. Peace.